Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the best home buying advice. So I kind of wanted to redo this one more time, just because. So a couple days ago, or when I first started doing these live feeds, I was still trying to figure it all out, and I kept having technical issues. Well, it just so happened that on this specific question or topic, I ended up not being able to record any voice, and so I wasn't able to record on my voice recorder or any of the voice to text or anything like that. So I kind of had to redo it all over again. So I'm hoping that this time I'm able to get it done right. So today's topic is going to be the 3 proven ways to look for houses online. I hope everybody's staying safe. I hope everybody's faring through this fairly well. I know it's kind of tough. The family here at home has kind of been having trying to stay sane, I guess you can say, trying to get through it all as far as being at home so long and not going out unless it's essential services or anything that's specifically needed for the house. So today I'm going to show you the 3 ways that, even though if you were looking for houses with me before all this ordeal started in March, I actually stopped showing houses on the 13th of March as a self-precaution, just because I know that we can get through it. I know that the family, I know the kids can get through it. It's more of the concern over the grandparents. We're going into so many houses. Well, we didn't know who had been in the houses or who was going to be in the houses. So I actually took that initiative to stop doing showings as of the 13th of March to prevent me coming home. I know my kids they were gonna be asymptomatic more than likely, but it was not until they went and visited their grandparents that was a concern. So that's kind of why the reasoning behind my madness as far as stopping my showing. So if you were seeing houses, if you were actually going out and looking for houses before all this started, keep in mind that there's still a way to continue your home search. We are going to get through this, and the light is already at the end of the tunnel now. So we're that much closer to actually getting through all this. So I hope that you're staying positive, and I hope that you're looking forward towards the end of all this and continue that home search and continue to build that legacy. So the best thing to do right now is actually to continue your search online, continue to look to see and kind of narrow down your criteria as far as what you're looking for in a house, and get that pre-approval ready. So whenever we do get through all this, I actually just saw an email earlier today about down payment assistance programs having some changes to their guidelines. So you want to get that financing in order. You want to search for your options right now while there's still time to do it. That way, when we're up and running again and the economy is fully open, hopefully the first days of March, then we can jump right back on the actual house hunting and looking at houses and going inside the houses, seeing what it feels like, and seeing if we can see ourselves living in that house, if that is the right house for us. So I hope that helps. So with that being said, I kind of want to go over the 3 proven ways that buyers have continued to look for houses online. And they've actually been able to do virtual showings, attend virtual open houses, and continue to see houses while they're at the comfort of their own home and staying safe and all that good stuff. So with that being said, I want to go over those 3 proven ways to continue looking for houses while you're at home and going through this whole ordeal. So without further ado, let me start going through them. And the first one, of course, is going to be the all-powerful website out there that I think is taking over, and there's never going to be a replacement for realtors, for a real estate agent, for a helpful and community serving real estate agent, just because there's nothing that will be able to replace him or her, just because of the local market knowledge and that personal service. Needless to say, there are websites that are, or prop tech companies, I should say, that are making strides towards bringing that house hunting experience to your web browsers, to your living rooms, all that good stuff. So I think one of those companies is Zillow. Zillow is probably the place to go right now for home buyers to actually look for houses, just because they're able to show everything from actual listings to actual for sale by owner houses that are off market property. So let me get this on the screen right now, and let me see here. Okay, so the first one is definitely going to be Zillow. And Zillow, like I said, is one of those prop tech companies that are kind of at the forefront of all this tech revolution as far as looking for houses and all that good stuff. So that probably would be the go-to right now. I know they reached out to the local association of realtors to implement virtual open houses. So there is a feature to actually look at houses and take virtual tours through Zillow. So at this point, I would probably, I feel obligated to say that Zillow is probably one of the go-to websites right now, one of the best resources out there. They are taking over. They've collected so much data from both home buyers, home sellers, and real estate agents that I think they have a lead on over a lot of the prop tech companies, including a lot of brokerage companies, which I don't know. I'm going to go out and say it anyways, just because I know that they gather so many leads and so much data that I think they're going to be one of the leading forces moving forward. And I buy houses and iBuyer scenarios where home buyers are actually looking for houses on their own on the internet. So Zillow would probably be the first option that I put out there. I should be putting out the next one, but again, I'm going based off of my experience as far as clients that have reached out and that they've seen houses, and normally they've seen them on Zillow. It should be taken, I should say that all the information that you see on Zillow should be taken with a grain of salt. Even though their estimates have gotten a little bit better, you still shouldn't completely rely on Zestimates, just because the best home values or market analysis are going to come from your local real estate agent, somebody who knows the market, somebody who is at the forefront, who has boots on the ground and really knows the knowledge. Because it's not just about prices, it's about the condition of the house, what the local market is doing, how it's behaving. Is it a seller's market? Is it a buyer's market? And Zillow just kind of depends on pretty much data points. It's something that they can't factor in the human element of a real estate agent, a local real estate agent. So it should be taken with a grain of salt. It is a good way to start your home search, but I would recommend still looking out for local professional real estate professionals. So that's going to be the first option. The next one is going to be, let me see here, where is that? Okay, here we go. And the next one is going to be realtor.com. And realtor.com is another one of those sites that's a lot of the clients, they've either seen houses on Zillow or they've seen them on realtor.com. So realtor.com is a little bit more accurate when it comes to any market analysis, any information that's provided, because that's coming directly from the local real estate associations. It is not owned by the Association of Realtors anymore, but they are directly tied to them, meaning the information is coming directly from the local associations. So that would be my second recommendation. You can still see homes from the comfort of your own house at realtor.com. The great thing about this is it does have neat little features where you can drive around your neighborhood and it'll pop up any houses that are in the surrounding neighborhood in the area that you're actually looking in. So you want to look out for that feature to see home prices and actual houses that are available on the market at the moment that you're looking for those houses, or driving around the neighborhoods and so on and so forth. So that would be the second option. Realtor.com is another great opportunity. And of course, the third option, I couldn't get away without, I couldn't stop this video without showing, of course, and this is going to be more of a personal preference. Of course, I'm going to recommend my website. And I put my website on there just because it is my live feed, but I should probably say the disclaimer is it doesn't necessarily have to be my website. It can be your personal real estate agent's website, wherever you prefer, or you choose your preferred real estate professional. They more than likely do have their own personal realtor website or real estate agent website. So you also want to look at their websites, because they can personalize your search a little bit more. They know what you're looking for, so those criteria and those preferences are more than likely already programmed into the website for your real estate agents. So you'll only be able to see, or they only send you those houses that pertain to your search criteria. So that's definitely your third best option. Oh, you know what? There it is. So that's definitely your third best option. On my website is livethe.westlacoadvantage.com, just because West Laco is my primary market. I can help clients all over the Rio Grande Valley, all over Texas, but I like to stick to the market that I know firsthand, which is West Laco, Texas. I can I know I live here, work here. So if you do live in Texas, you're looking for houses in Texas, you're looking to sell in West Laco, Texas, feel free to reach out. I'm here to help. Again, I should say that it doesn't necessarily have to be my website. The third option is generally your real estate professional's own personal website. If they don't have a real estate website, then you might want to think twice about who you're working with, because nowadays, if you don't have a website, come on, like, it's kind of one of those bare essentials or business essentials. So definitely look out for your real estate professional's website. That would be the third best option. I should probably say that this is directly tied into my personal website, and also the local association of realtors, and that is here in the greater McAllen area. It is my Go MLS, which is an application on your telephone that you can actually download on your phone. And again, it kind of works like the way the feature in Realtor.com works, where you'll be able to drive around the neighborhoods. It works on a GPS system, where it'll pop up any of the houses in the surrounding neighborhood that you're looking in that are available for sale, and it'll actually tell you the prices, all that information on the click of a button or a click of a screen. And so if you are in the greater McAllen area, you can feel free to download my Go MLS app, and it's a little bit more personalized to you. And that way, any houses that you do see that you like, you can actually save them and be able to come back to them in the future. So again, this is another feature that doesn't necessarily have to be mine. It could be your personal real estate agent's app. You can download that. Again, if your real estate agent doesn't have this type of app, then you might want to consider who you're working with. Not to put anybody down, but of course, we are living in this technological revolution. And if there is not an application available to you, then you really want to start looking at more options, or other service providers that can give you more options. So definitely there is an app for that, for your real estate needs. So that would be a freebie or a bonus that I would like to put out there. The last thing, a couple of things, and these are not necessarily geared towards looking for properties from the comfort of your own home. This is more of a what you want to do, or tools that you want to bring along with you when you're looking for houses. So once we get through this, because again, we are going to get through this this scenario that we're going through with COVID-19. But one of the things that you want to definitely have available once you start going out and looking at houses is going to be one of those, or two of those is going to be, you definitely want to have a measuring tape with you when you go out looking for houses. I've been to so many listings or so many showings where the clients actually start kind of eyeballing the size of bedrooms. They start going off of more or less guesstimating the square footage based on the tile that it has or certain features like that. So you definitely want to have a measuring tape with you. So if you do have questions about the size of the actual rooms, you want to be able to measure them out and get accurate information. The other thing is a flashlight. Some of these houses that we go into, especially if they're vacant, they may not have power anymore. So you want to have a flashlight to be able to look at the features of the house. We look into empty bedrooms, dark bedrooms. Of course, it is also a safety issue. You want to be able to see and not trip over things, stuff like that. Garages are also another common area that are pretty dark when you go in them. So definitely want to have a measuring tape and a flashlight. Those are two crucial tools to have when you are going on showings. The last thing is that I would recommend is going to be, let me see here. Oh, I guess that was it. Oh, never mind. Here it is. Especially in this time and age, this day and age, we're going through COVID-19. You always want to have your face masks and gloves. I recently submitted my WorkSafe plan to the local government and explaining what we're going to be doing to stop the spread of COVID-19. So definitely want to have a face mask and gloves. My proposed WorkSafe plan includes having always carrying at least at a very minimum a travel size hand sanitizer for my clients so we can use before entering the home and after leaving the home. So that's another thing that you want to look out for. You definitely want to have a face mask and gloves and have a hand sanitizer readily available on your person. It's one of the things that I will be implementing myself once we get back to showing houses. So I hope that helps. That's definitely the last one that I wanted to talk about. So let me see here. And hey, there we go. So welcome back. And that's kind of the three proven ways, three proven resources, and a little bit of extra tools that I wanted to present to you that'll help you on your home search right now while we have all this time sitting around at home, working from home, whatever the case may be. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, concerns, feel free to drop them down below in the comments, DM me, send me a text message, whatever you want to do to the number provided. So again, thanks for tuning in. If you also want to text me your number, we can actually do a live call here on these live feeds and actually answer any questions that you may have live, because if you have that question, more than likely someone else has it as well. So it would be helpful to actually ask that question while we're on these live feeds to help as many people as possible. So I hope that helps. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.